It was about 33 hours after the world watched Charlie Kirk fall silent on stage at Utah Valley University, after the crack of the gun, the shock, the scramble, that authorities finally had their man in custody. The suspect, Tyler Robinson, 22, from Washington County, Utah. The trail began with a confession, or something very much like one. At a family gathering, Robinson allegedly confessed, or strongly implied that he had carried out the shooting of Charlie Kirk. A relative who heard or was told of this reached out not to law enforcement directly, but to a family friend. That family friend decided to call the Washington County Sheriff's Office, setting in motion a chain reaction. Law enforcement opened their files, pulled up released photos and surveillance images, and cross-checked what they were hearing with what they'd already seen. Meanwhile, investigators were busy piecing together physical and digital evidence. Surveillance video showed a person of interest fleeing a roof immediately after the shooting, jumping from the rooftop of a building believed to be about 200 yards from Kirk's speaking location. In addition, authorities recovered a bolt-action rifle near the scene. Digital messages, Discord chats, also played a role. Robinson allegedly discussed obtaining a rifle from a drop point and disposing of it later. These pieces of evidence started to align: location, weapon, motive, confession, each fragment reinforcing the suspicion around Robinson. According to official statements, Robinson was taken into custody Thursday night, about 10 p.m. local time, in Washington County, Utah, roughly 250 miles from Orem, where the shooting occurred. Authorities say Robinson was spotted on campus on the morning of the event in a gray Dodge Challenger. Photos and released surveillance images showed him arriving on campus before the event, wearing a maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light shoes. After the shooting, it is believed Robinson changed clothes on the roof, where the shot was fired from, then changed back to the earlier clothes. When apprehended, reports say he was in clothing consistent with what he wore before the event. Once the photos were made public, Robinson's father recognized him. He first asked Robinson to turn himself in. Initially, Robinson refused. Then, the father called in support, involving a youth pastor who also serves in law enforcement, a U.S. Marshals Task Force officer. That officer advised Robinson to stay in place. Eventually, this chain of people helped law enforcement coordinate the arrest.
They're painting a picture here from the family, saying Robinson grew more political over the past few years, and even had a conversation just days ago with the family about the fact that Charlie Kirk was coming to this campus. They're also talking more about the physical evidence here, Aaron, revealing more information about the gun and more information on what you reported yesterday about messages on those bullet casings.
It's still not clear what those messages fully mean or how investigators believe they fit into this puzzle leading to the death of Charlie Kirk. But one of those messages found on one of the unspent cartridges along with that bolt-action rifle said, "Hey, fascist, catch," with an exclamation point. You heard Governor Spencer Cox say the intent of that message seemed clear as day. Other messages were a bit more obscure, including one that said, "If you read this, you are gay." Again, these shell casings and the gun have been taken to the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia, for analysis. The investigators may have more to say on the meaning of these inscriptions a bit later. The authorities also did say that in recent time, the family noticed Tyler Robinson, 22 years old, becoming a bit more political. Although I have to tell you, Diane, we've spoken to some acquaintances of his who said they never heard him talk politically. But according to the family and what they told investigators, he had become more political. And at a recent dinner, he had even mentioned Charlie Kirk coming to the UVU campus. We know that Robinson attended Utah Valley University for about a semester before transferring to a technical college where he was said to be studying to become an electrician. In that dinner with family, Tyler Robinson, according to the governor, told his family he did not like Charlie Kirk or his viewpoints.